And good afternoon. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stanton Salter, along with Keith Fustel. We have a lot to get to today, a big 10-race program this afternoon at Laurel Park. We have some nice weather. We're fast and firm. We'll tell you what's going on. We'll handicap all the races real quick. Let's recap the big day yesterday, a big day for payouts here at Laurel Park. Let's start with the popular Stronach 5, that national wager that started right here at Laurel Park, race 9 yesterday, and you had a long shot winner, Ty Liapustina, the Bug Girl. That was her second win of the day. She gets you an $18 winner home in race 9, and a $16 winner at Gulfstream, a big $40 winner at Golden Gate, and a $29 winner at Santa Anita. So you had 2 winning tickets, a little shy of $89,000 for each winning ticket for the Stronach 5 yesterday. The bettors attacked it once again. They bet over $200,000 in that Stronach 5. And Keith, it wasn't me. I didn't hit the Stronach 5 yesterday.
I did not use. You might be an empress in my late little pick 3 that I had on the website yesterday. I was sitting pretty at 5 or 6. It's good to see Tim Vick, hard worker, get the job done with the Maryland bred by Nicanor right on the front end, controlled it every step of the way. If they don't get that little freebie there in Lake C, the $5 winner, I think we were looking at a carryover for next week.
So that was the single. They took the pick 6 down yesterday for over $56,000. They hit the rainbow pick 6 yesterday. The Bug Girl Liapustina with 2 wins. You had Catherine Sophia's half sister Saltworks, a nice maiden score yesterday, and there was a big feature yesterday. I'm drawing a blank there. I was mesmerized by that $88,000 payout in the Stronach 5.
Yeah,
one day I'm going to take down one of those big scores.
Yeah, we started that pick 6 with a couple, shorter price horses. Electro, very short winner, $380. Then you go $620. Then it was double digits the rest of the way for that pick 6 here at Laurel Park.
All right, well, let's show you what we have going on today. We have a nice little carryover in our late pick 5 today. That's going to start. That's going to start race 6 today on the 10-race program, and there it is, a little over $3,800 in that late pick 5 carryover. Industry low, 12% takeout in both the pick 5s, and that's another reason the Stronach 5 pays big. It has that low 12% takeout, just like our 2 pick 5s here at Laurel Park. So I have a ticket for both the pick 5s today. You have a ticket for the middle pick 4. Tim Tulloch, he has a ticket for the rainbow pick 6. So we have you covered in that category. And we're going to have you covered next Saturday as well. You don't need to go down there and fight the zoo in Louisville. Come right here to Laurel Park to watch the Kentucky Derby. Free admission, live music, live racing. You can visit Laurel Park on Facebook to register. Saturday, that's next Saturday. We're a special early first race post time next Saturday for us, 12:15.
12:15.
Yeah,
get up a little earlier, get the picks done. Okay. I'm looking forward to it. Not heading to the Derby this year. We'll be well taken care of with our Equibase crew. Got some good guys handling it, but it's kind of good to be back too. A little break. You're right. It's a bit of a rat race. I think everybody should do it once or twice if you can, if you're a racing fan. But I'm just glad we got the Hammer Party upstairs in the press box
next Saturday.
We're going to be eating very well. Let's just say we're going to be treated to a little bit of a smorgasbord.
And it's an all-you-can-eat spread too, right? You just keep coming back, keep coming back. I might have to sneak up there next Saturday.
Yeah, nobody does it better than the Hammer. Stephanie does a great job, so we're looking forward to it.
All right, and some local horses to root on. You have a win-win-win for Chumbetta. He's based at Fairhill. He's down there at Churchill now training for the Kentucky Derby. And you have the other local horse up there, Always Mining, the Maryland bred who won the Tessio last Saturday. We were talking about him on Sirius Satellite Radio this morning down the stretch with Dave Johnson, Bill Finley, and that was all the buzz. He was Always Mining, all the buzz on that show. So he's up there at Fairhill getting ready for the Preakness.
He's going to come in great form.
Absolutely, yep. All right, so that's the Triple Crown starts next Saturday. You have that final Preakness prep down there at Churchill next Saturday. Let's get right to it today.
Yeah.
Let's show you a picture of both racing surfaces. Will be fast and firm. They both look beautiful. The turf keeps getting, I don't know how much more green you can get. Looking good.
And the nice thing yesterday, we had a little bit of moisture, which this turf course can handle right now, looking at it. So a little rain is not going to dampen it at all. And realistically, we got a break on the weather too. We thought it was going to be a lot more nastier, whatever you want to call it. We got through it. windy today, sunny, a beautiful day outside. If you can get out on the apron, do so and take part and really enjoy this live racing card. And I'll be redundant. These cards are competitive,
yep.
Offering value all the way through. We saw it yesterday. One lucky fan able to take down that pick 6. You've got options here. You can turn a little into a lot at Laurel Park.
Yeah, race 5's a real deep race. My 2 horses I used in my early pick 5. We'll get to race 5, but the 8's my price play of the day. That's High Noon Rider at 5-1, and the other 13's the other 5-1 shot. I think those horses are the 2 favorites in there.
Yeah.
The 5-1 shots. Big field there in race 5 going long on the turf.
Really a wide open race, and I'm playing a little bit of a protect mode early on with these turf lines. So bear with me a little bit. I mean, usually I'm an aggressive line maker when it's all said and done.
Right.
I want to be right tight close to what they're going off at. But I'm you're almost forced sometimes to let the public go ahead. Make a fairly accurate line and let the money show a little bit to the fans, and you carry on from there.
Yeah, well, big competitive fields.
Yeah.
You're not going to have heavy favorites.
No.
That's why people love the big fields on the turf. You get good value. So we have a bunch of big fields on our world-class turf course today. Let's get right to it here. Race 1 is going to kick off that rolling super high 5, and that's a low 15% takeout in the rolling super high 5. We'll start with a little carryover here in the opener, a little over 1,100. For that rolling super high 5. Also, we kick off the popular early pick 5 in race 1, industry low 12% takeout, and it's a mandatory payout on this early pick 5. Let's check it out. I have a $48 ticket. Couldn't come up with a single for my early pick 5 ticket. I'm 4 deep here in the opener. The 3, 6, 10 in the 11. The 10's my top pick. On the far outside here, Salt Pond for Mike Trombetta. Trombetta, he is rolling right now. 35% winners at the meet. You get Trevor McCarthy on the 10 Salt Pond, but I go 4 deep, 3, 6, 10, 11 in the opener. Race 2, I go with just the 2 and the 6. Race 3, that's a nice maiden 40 going long on the turf. My top pick there is the 3 Jag, your 7-5 favorite with Trevor McCarthy aboard for Jamie Ness. But the 1 has a notion, is a great notion, 4-year-old getting first-time Lasix today. Angel Suarez will ride. I think the 1's interesting there in race 3. The 4th race, I go 3 deep there with the 1, 2, 6. And then race 5, that's that wide open, claiming 16,000 long on the turf. The 8 is my top pick in there, High Noon Rider. And then the 13's going to be tough on the outside. Do That Dance gets a class relief today and gets Weston Hamilton. So 8, 13 there in the 5th. $48 ticket. You can study all our tickets on the laurelpark.com website underneath the handicapping section. Let's check out race 1's going 5.5 furlongs on the Exceller Turf Course rail at 70 feet, claiming 16,000. Filly mares 3 and up. Never won 3 lifetime or straight 3-year-old fillies, and we both like the 10 here. I use a 10 on top. Salt Pond for trainer Mike Trombetta. Trevor McCarthy rides this 4-year-old filly by Soldat. She's a 2-time winner on the grass. Her last win on the grass came at Gulfstream last December against 16,000 2 Life. She broke her maiden last October here at Laurel Park against Maiden Special Weight Company. She has early speed. She gets with an outside post. McCarthy was aboard for that big maiden score last October at Laurel Park. She got a lifetime best by her speed figure in that race with a 77. So Salt Pond looks tough here in the opener.
Yeah, she may just run away and hide, and it's 3 in life. Basically, when you look at it, it's a 3 in life race for 16. Yeah, the waiver, that the condition was a little bit off because of that. But Feelin' Foxy's going to be my top selection. I think Feelin' Foxy coming back here for Lacey got off a little bit of a break. I like the race back in October on the turf. This horse has been consistent on the turf and really kind of drug Katie Davis to the lead that day and had plenty left in the tank. There's a lot of speed. This horse has closed in the past in longer races. I think this horse is going to be maybe a couple lengths out of it, hopefully get a nice sustained run from the top of the stretch home here. Feeling foxy for Lacey Gaudet.
Yeah, Lacey 2 for 7 this spring, doing well, 21% with horses coming off the layoff. I use the 6. The 11 I use in my exacta here. Market Money gets Julio Correa aboard for trainer Mark Reed. This horse decent turf form. The last couple down there at Tampa, not too pretty. but it is capable of better. Last win on the turf came at Penn National last September, big 72 buyer that day. So has early speed, outside post. If this mare is right, Correa gets 7 pounds off. She should be forwardly placed early on.
Sprinting's her game on the turf, Stan, and a little bit of a price to the inside with the two redeeming love here for Hugh McMahon is another one I just think can kind of just save ground throughout and kind of make a steady progression in for a piece. Salt Pond might just go right to the front coming out of those kind of opener races. I know state bred, but multiple winners in that field. So it comes down to a little bit of an easier group. And Mike Trombone, like I say, he's doing well. He's winning a lot of races and doing it with good horses.
Yep.
So hats off to him and the whole team, everybody involved with the Trombetta barn.
All right, so wide open, big field there in race 1. Let's turn the page. We start the early pick 4 in race 2. We're going a flat mile, claiming 5,000 filly mares 3 and up. Never won 3 lifetime or straight 3-year-old fillies. We both go to the 6 here. Your even money favorite drops and buckets for trainer Jonathan Maldonado. Antonio Quills, 7-pound bug, will ride this horse. 4-year-old filly by Lemon Drop Kid. She's a 2-time winner at Laurel Park, 5 for 10 in the money. This will be her 3rd race back this spring after having a little time off earlier this winter, and she gets a nice class relief today. So the 3rd race back off the freshening, the big drop, outside post, the 6 looks tough.
Going to be an awfully short price here for Maldonado. He's done well with these nickel horses going long over the last couple of years. He's 9 for 29. Equates to 31% with his horses going long at the $5,000 level. Yeah, a little frustration. Claim this horse back for $12,500. Things really haven't panned out, but going to attack now, get that Maryland bred bonus money along with the win. Drops and buckets. I think the race is going to go through Ja Grace. Do not leave Ja Grace out of your exactas. Looks like the lone speed in here. That 2-back try is good enough to put her in the mix against this particular group. And I like your angle throwing the 2 first time here. Dear Charlotte, first time Dale Cap.
Yeah, first off the claim for Dale Capuano. Had a nice win. Second off the layoff last out. Dale waits the 30 days, right back in here for the nickel 3 life going a mile. So Dear Charlotte could be tough. I go 2-6 there for the early pick 5. Let's check out the 3rd race. Big field here in race 3. We're going a mile and a 16th on the bowl game turf course rail at 17 feet. Maiden claiming 40,000 for 3-year-olds and upward. I go with the favored Jag. You get Trevor McCarthy on this 4-year-old gelding by Midshipman. This will be the first start in the Jamie Ness barn. This horse, a couple big efforts going long on the turf against maiden special weight last summer up there at Delaware. Any one of those efforts today gets a little class relief coming off the layoff. Been working well up there at Delaware. We see the Jag we saw last summer. She'll be tough in this spot.
He certainly improved after being gelded. His turf numbers drastically improved. And you look at his company lines. I mean, just beaten a little bit by Winter Union. Came back to win an allowance at Belmont. Can't do anything. Another one, I think it was a Goldberg runner, won an allowance at Laurel. They're not in here. Fresh, positional speed, can handle the distance of ground. You've got McCarthy. Going to be a short price, awfully tough to beat. My blow-up horse in here is the 2 Meat Avenue. I haven't seen a horse make a run from the final 5/16 of a mile in the grass in a maiden race like this horse made last time. It was like a sub-23 final quarter. Pinched at the break, drifted out, got out a little bit in the first turn, finally got this gelding settled. And when I say he was rolling home, he was rolling home and went right up to the winner through the gallop out and was doing everything she could to pull this horse up. Protected now with a little bit of a raise. Maybe it was just a fluky race at 179-1, but this horse can handle the distance. I'm using this horse in my exotics.
Well, I hope you get a big price. I mean, you might not get 179-1, but you should get a little price there. And the gelding by Seville, they like the turf. He should get a ground-saving trip. The what?
And the mare, real quick, no satisfaction. Went back. Was good on the turf. Second dam, real good going long on the grass. Was an allowance to other than kind of a horse on the grass. Yep.
Well, so well-bred a horse there. The 2 Meat Avenue, the one we both like, has a Notions, well-bred, bike rate Notion. They like the turf. This horse ran okay last October on a yielding turf course, maiden special weight. That was only his 2nd career race. He ran okay, 63 buyer that day, and then no good last November on the drop, but that was on the main track. The Great Notions love the turf. He's a sire of Flash Phelps, and though, a bunch of other turf runners. This horse going to run fresh today for Finnica Bentley. Gets first-time Lasix. Angel Suarez should be able to get a ground-saving trip.
I agree with you there, Stan, no doubt. And you're looking at the lone turf try. Yeah, it was a yielding turf course back in late October. Fourth-place finisher was a motion runner that came back and ran a credible number, ran a 72 at Aqueduct in its next start on the grass. So, yeah, freshened, first-time Lasix, some positives here for Hazenocean.
All right, it's a big field there in the third going long on the turf. Let's check out race 4. Race 4 is going to kick off the middle pick 4. Keith, you have a ticket today for the middle pick 4 starting in the 4th. Let's check it out.
A little $12 ticket, get you started 3 deep. The obvious horses, I believe, in race 4. Some key scratches. Scratched a 3 Dirty Foot, who I believe is going to be the favorite in there, and the 7 Thunders on a 3 deep. 1, 2, 6. 5th race, 8, 10, 11, 12. Absolute crapshoot of a race. Race 5. Singling in race 6. We're going to go with the 8 Ionic, visually strong in debut at Tampa, coming north for Delacour and Centano. Wrap it up in the 7th with the 4 and the 7. Whirling Curlin. I like the second back sprinting. Okay, this is a second sprinter, I should say. This horse is going to have more of a run and couldn't quite catch the lone speed last time. Gets more help up front. $12 is your ticket.
Your single there in race 6, Ionic, looks awfully tough for strong connections. Centeno and Delacour. I originally had that filly on top, but then Trombetta, he won again yesterday. He's so hot.
You're rolling with the Trombetta train.
I'm rolling Super Escape there in the 6. Let's check out race 4 to start this middle pick 4. We're going 6 furlongs, 25,000 starter allowance, 3 and up. Never won 3 is the condition. And, scratched a 3 Dirty Foot, who was going to be one of the favorites. Scratched a 7 Thunders Honor, who was going to take play. So I end up on the 2 Fearless Turb is going to be one of your favorites in here now. J.D. Acosta rides this 3-year-old for Claudio Gonzalez. A big win last out. That was second off a long layoff. A big win against Starter Allowance Company. 2 life and Starter Allowance 3 life today. J.D. Acosta back aboard. 74 buyer last out. Claudio has this horse going in the right direction. He'll be tough on the front end today.
Yeah, went quick and kind of rebroke nearing the 8th pole when taking a little bit of pressure approaching the stretch. We have a stat for Claudio Gonzalez. Here we go. Past 3 years on the dirt, 11 for 24. That's 46%, third off of a layoff and a winner last out. Pretty strong ROI of 245. Get some help with the scratch of Dirty Foot, no doubt, is the speed of the speed. I think 2 Swords might be the main challenger in here. Might have bounced just a little bit. Back to 6 furlongs. The 2-back try was awfully good. I think 2 Swords will take the measure of Fearless Trip around the turn. Sterling Springs, has those gaudy numbers prior to the layoff, but that's the key. Off the layoff. The barn's only about 7% off a 90-plus break, so that concerns me a little bit, but certainly keys up around the right kind of horses. Sonic Boomy, Jet, Taco Supreme, horses that have improved and done well since those races back in October.
All right, let's see if we can get a little Fear the Turtle home in the 4th Fearless Turp, bred right down the street by the University of Maryland. Let's get a quick commercial break. No carryover today in the pick 6. They took it down yesterday for over 56,000. If you're out there watching, congratulations. Jump right back in today and get it rolling again. Nice carryover in the late pick 5. We'll check all that out right after this. All right, just 3 weeks from today. Can you imagine? 3 weeks from today, we'll be at Pimlico for the middle jewel of the Triple Crown. The Preakness tickets on sale now for the Infield Fest and the Turfside Terrace for both Black-Eyed Susan and Preakness Day. Go to Preakness.com for all your tickets and information. Let's check out today's Rainbow Pick 6. No carryover. They hit it yesterday for 56,000. So we'll start fresh today with that 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. Race 5 is a big field on the turf. We're going a mile and a 16th on the Exceller turf course. Rail at 70 feet, claiming 16,000, 3 and up. Here in race 5, it's a big field, wide open. Let's see, we have a video spotlight on the 10. So let's start there. We both used the 10 Roman Approval. Here's the race last out for this 8-year-old who's made a bunch of money, over $600,000 on the turf.
You saw that out of the gate, kind of head fluttering about, a little rank at the start. And Roman Approval, I thought, in this race, here we go again. You see that, just throwing the head, tossing the head about. I thought he was going to be a little bit closer. You go back on his turf races, he's a horse that likes to kind of be up on the lead or stalking. But a little change of tactics. Trevor got this horse to settle, and settle well back. But it comes with a good run here through the final eighth of a mile, closing up significant ground actually from the top of the stretch. Dat Melody, your winner there. That was Gorham, right, if I'm not mistaken.
Gorham,
but
yeah.
I like the way Roman Approval kind of went on through the wire in there. Proven, protected off of that race. Off the two-back try. Goes up to 25, back to 16, back a little quick. But recency, I think, is going to help this horse and put this horse into the mix. Just need a little bit better break and get in a stalking position. I'll take a flyer. You've got the 11 here in the mix. We'll stay with the Maryland theme. Fearless Turf. We'll go with Bay Bridge. How about that? Bay Bridge back, was down with Navarro. A little scary coming out of that barn. And now moving back up north. This horse likes Laurel Park, loves the turf course. I don't see a ton of true speed in here. If we can kind of maybe shake free early of Haynes Fever, I think it could be a little bit of a nuisance on the front end. I think Bay Bridge back on the Laurel Green could offer huge value in the fifth.
I should have retired last April 29th of 2018 because a couple months before that, I'm a cold winter day. I'm standing out there on the rail with Marco Salazar. He's, I like a horse coming off the layoff on the turf, Bay Bridge. And about 2 months later, here this horse goes right to the front and whistles by 8.5. It's 16-1. I don't know what I was thinking that day. I was off my A game that day. But Bay Bridge, he runs well fresh, and he runs well for Marco Salazar. He's a 4-time winner on the Laurel turf. So yeah, if he gets loose on the lead, he could be dangerous. I use him in the mix today.
We got a speed rider here. Antonio Lopez rode him on the way back and got the win on him that day. You gave that horse out though. Fans have got to be very happy with that.
Yeah, I gave the horse out. I don't know why. I didn't have time to get to the ATM, or was depressed or something. I don't know what was going on. But, well, how about the back class here of the 8 and the 13? The 8 High Noon Riders, a first-time gelding, first-time Brittany Russell. Sheldon Russell will ride. This 7-year-old's made over $300,000 on the turf. His last win on the turf came against third-level Allowance Company at the fairgrounds way back in February of 2018. I know that was a long time ago, lightly raced since then. This will only be the third race this year, but has a couple races under his belt from the fairgrounds. Brittany used to work for Brad Cox for a long time, so Cox sends her this horse. I think the horse is live first time here at Laurel Park.
First time gelding, a little bit of a give up from January to March out of that tough 3 other than right in the tag. But, that's some of these old vets that they need that drop just to pick their head up a little bit. He'll make a run from the back of the pack. Yeah, I don't know what to do that dance.
It's a drop for him,
Yeah,
right?
It's a significant drop, and he's proven on the grass course. He was a really tough horse to line to. Look at his recent odds. I mean, they haven't bet him at all. But back on the turf, I think he's going to have to take some place, Dan.
Sure, yeah. Fired an 81 buyer last summer on the turf against 2 other than Allowance Company, a good 4th that day. So Weston Hamilton gets back aboard. So I think the 13's live here. I didn't use the 12.
Yeah,
the 12.
You got Clasera sneaking in here. I mean, you gotta watch him. Crafty barn. They haven't run a ton of late, but getting Vargas some good numbers. Second off a claim, now first off of that layoff. First time running for the turf here, but this horse, I expect a good one out of this one. I'm not worried about that claim for 75. This isn't really a big jump up for this horse. He has back class.
All right, so a big field here going long on the turf to kick off the pick 6 today. Let's turn the page. Race 6 will start the late pick 5 today, and we do have a carryover in the late pick 5 today. Let's check it out, $3,817. And as always, we have that industry low 12% takeout, so this will be well played, the late pick 5. I have a ticket. Let's take a look. Check it out, a very affordable $24 ticket. I go 3 deep here. Race 6, a nice allowance race for 3-year-old filly is going a mile on the turf. I go with the 4, 8, and the 11. The 4 Super Escape, that's my top pick here in the 6th race. I go 4 deep in race 7. That's a tough starter allowance. I go with the 3, 4, 6, 7. Race 8, that's a turf sprint, wide open 16,000. I go with the 2, 5 there. Race 9, nice starter allowance going long on the turf. I go with the 4, 9, in there watching the wheels in the 9 Pebble Road. And there's my single. I normally don't like to single on maidens or make them my best bet of the day, but this 4 to 5 shot looks awfully tough in the finale, and it's going to be less than 4 to 5 because we've had 2 scratches in there, right?
Yep.
So probably 3 to 5 on Atlantic Avenue in the finale. Trevor McCarthy rides for Kieran McGee. His filly's finally dropping to maiden 25,000, first time in her career.
Yeah, that's going to be awfully short. The one to beat in the nightcap. Yeah, you whittled it down. $24 ticket, affordable ticket, offering some value up above that single.
Yep. All right, let's take a look here at race 6. A nice first level allowance for 3-year-old fillies, optional claiming 50,000. We're going a flat mile on the bowl game turf course with the rail setting at 17 feet. We both have a 4-8 exacta box on top here. I go with I originally had the 8 on top because that horse looks awfully tough. Ionic, Centeno, Delacour, but Trombetta, he's just rolling right now. He won again yesterday. This is a homebred for Live Oak Plantation. He gets Julian Pimentel, so the same exact connections here of Kentucky Derby starter. Win. This horse, a nice maiden score last November. Maiden special weight, going a mile. He closed that day to win. Ran okay against Allowance Company at Gulfstream going long on the turf. That was in December during their championship meet. He got a 67 buyer speed figure that day. No good in the Gasparillo at Tampa on the dirt in January, but been up at Fair Hill now for a while since March. Some decent works up there, so should be fit coming off this little freshening. I think this filly will like getting back on the turf today for a red-hot barn.
Real nice maiden breaking score back in November as a 2-year-old, a good number there. And the key is that lone turf start, good company out of that race, the 6th place finisher. Yeah, this one runs 5th, beaten 3 1/4. 6th place finisher came back to run 2 straight seconds. I believe won at Gulfstream and most recently a 78 buyer when doing so at Keeneland. Good company lines and Super Escape definitely definitely ran against a better group than Ionic beat in that maiden breaking score at Tampa. But the debut was awfully strong right through. Didn't run a wicked time compared to the other horses that day, but just the way that she did it, she was able to relax. There was a loose leader that kind of moved away from her, but maybe about 5 midway down the backstretch. Centeno didn't panic, and she just cruised up to collar that one and go clear with something left in the tank. She could be a good one, Ionic.
Yeah, how'd they get 11 to 1?
And that was
down there
what
Tampa,
I got circled. How do you get 11 to 1 on Delacour?
Yeah, well-bred filly. She'll be tough. I use the 11, the other Delacour. This filly by Curlin, she looks pretty tough as well. A homebred for Laurel stable. Trevor McCarthy takes the call here. She ran well against Allowance Company at Tampa. She's dead fit now. Her 3rd race back this year as a 3-year-old.
Quality mare Val Benning. You see that on the bottom side. Yeah, I think the biggest key for this one, just to avoid that Y trip all the way through. Try to draft in, save a little bit of ground. It kind of hampered the run there 2 races back. A little excuse the last time when needing some room at the quarter pole, didn't quite get it, didn't quite kick on. But Delacour, anything he sends out here, the 4, the 8, the 11, and Trombetta. I think these are the 3, unless somebody really jumps up and grabs. I threw the 9 as a price, just a typical hammy move. Throwing the dart out there, hoping it hits, and sometimes it does at a big price.
And he gets Toledo to ride. Toledo having a big weekend. So, all right, so nice big turf route there in race 6. Let's turn the page. The late pick 4, final pick 4 of the day starts in race 7. We're going 6 furlongs, 25. Is a 16,000 starter allowance, 3 and up that have started for 16,000 or less in their last 3 starts, or claiming 25,000. And let's see. Let's start with the 4. Your top pick. We have a video spotlight of the Maryland-bred Whirlin' Curlin. Here's his race from mid-April when he shortened up to 5.5.
Yeah, broke a little slow this day. I mean, almost a slight bobble, and was kind of rushed off his feet early on. And I would have liked to see him maybe settle a little bit that day and let the speed just go on and try to make one run. But they wanted to keep him close, and that was the first race back, going from a mile to 5.5. I kind of questioned that move, but I like this second sprint in a row and getting a little extra ground. Watch him through the final 1/8 of a mile. Whirlin' Curlin closing into the lone speed of Wild Rider, who was able to dictate that day over Sor Orinoco. Good finish. With that sprint under the belt, we're coming back to 6 today. I see Tel Aviv Dubai goes to 3. Two-putt who had a major excuse up in New York, tossed the last, but he's a tactical type. I think they're going to converge. He's going to get a good closing trip in here. He's going to get a setup. I think he's going to sustain better. May not quite reel in two-putt. It's going to be awfully close. I like one of these two, the 4 or the 7, to get it done in the 7th.
I like the 4. We both like the 6 here. Goldman, the 10-year-old, just keeps on going. He whistled last out against Open 16,000 company, 79 buyer speed figure. He's a 5-time winner at Laurel Park, 22 lifetime wins. He's now made over 400,000. Jevion Toledo will ride today, the 6 Goldman, my top pick.
Okay, all right.
Nice. Who else? We both like the 7 here. 2-putt for Claudio Victor Carrasco. Gets a little drop today.
Yeah, he had a significant excuse. He kind of hopped a little bit, was squeezed after that in the most recent try at New York. He's beaten these types before. He takes aim on Taylor v. Dubai. I think the road's going to run through him at the 8th pole, hoping my closer, Whirling Curling, can get up.
All right, so nice starter allowance to kick off the late pick 4 there in race 7. Let's turn the page. Race 8 will kick off the final pick 3 of the day. We're going 5.5 furlongs on the Exceller turf course with the rail at 70 feet, claiming 16,003 and up. Wide open 16,000 claimer here, going short on the turf. The 5 we both have on top, Scout's Honor. Let's show you the race from April of 2018. Here's Scout's Honor. This was against Open 20,000 claimers this day.
This is a good return to the races. Open 20, off since October. He was a little bit more recent this time around, but I like to finish the Scout's Honor. Fury of the Norseman, Posse Dreamin', and then Scout's Honor to kind of work through a little bit of traffic there on the good turf surface. Look at this late. Just tries very hard. Fury of the Norseman going to surge to the inside and get up. We might have had Fury the Norseman that day. I think that was Lacey back then.
Yeah.
But and this is a challenge we have this early in the turf season too. You look at, he whittled his way all the way down to 5,000 Scout's Honor. Well, now he's running for 16. He was at 7,500 back in the summer on the turf, but he's a proven turf horse. And you look at the rest of these, raised to 16, lateral move if you ask me.
Yeah.
And he's run pretty much for everybody. He likes the Laurel turf course. The consistency is there for me. That's what kind of put it over the top.
Yeah, I like him. He's 4 for 4 in the money here on the Laurel grass, and he runs fresh today. The race we just showed you, he was coming off the layoff, and he ran well that day, so he runs well fresh. We both have the 5 Scout's Honor on top. I think the 2 Miners Quest is going to run a big race. He's had 4 races back there. He's had 3 races now off the layoff for Howard Wolfendale. Howard's had this horse for a long time. He's made almost $300,000 with him. Weston Hamilton will ride some of this horse's biggest. In fact, his biggest races have come on the turf, and now he gets back to the turf today. This is the last time he was on the turf. He was running against 2 other than Open 20,000. So this is a drop today for Miners Quest on the turf.
Yeah, you got a lot of in and outers here. Some horses off a layoff, but he's got that number on the page that puts him in the mix. You're going to get a good price on him. He's going to be double digits, I would think, in here. But his best actually would win this race. And I'm kind of taking a shot, not a chance. Looked like he completely regressed over the last several races. And then coming back since January of this year, let's see. You go way back on his number. He's got a lot of speed on the turf. He's got a lot of fight in him. I think you're going to see an improved not a chance with the fresh. He's got a good work coming into here. He's going to be forward a long way.
All right, so we both have the 5 Scout's Honor. The 10-year-old son of Tatr on top there in race 8. Race 9 will kick off the late daily double. We're going a mile and a 16th on the bowl game turf course. Rail at 17 feet. 25,000 starter allowance. Filly mares 3 and up. Never won 2 lifetime. That's the connection. This race is wide open here.
No, we got the 9, okay, but everything else is, wide open.
I go with the 4, Watching the Wheels, a 3-year-old filly by Broken Valve for trainer Graham Motion. Weston Hamilton will ride this filly. She's proven on the turf. She had a nice maiden score last November here on the Laurel grass. That was against maiden 25,000. Then a couple good seconds going long on the turf down there at Tampa earlier this year. Had a little time off, came back late March down there at Tampa and kind of ran a clunker. Didn't run too well that day, but she's now she runs back in about a month. This about the same condition she was running against down there at Tampa probably. She's been a decent recent 5 furlong workout on the Tapeta last Friday at Fair Hill for this filly for Grand Motion. I think she gets back in good form today. She'll be forwardly placed here with Weston Hamilton, who's inside post. If she can break well, she'll be 1-2 going into that first turn, and then we'll see how good she is.
Okay, yeah. I mean, she's run okay. I mean, she took on the boys last time. She's back with her own kind today. Hasn't run extremely fast, but nobody in here really has, Stan. But McCarthy was named on Watching the Wheels, and True to Janine, the 7-horse. He opts for the 7. I'm going to roll with McCarthy in here. Horse that just got absolutely pounded off of the poor debut at the fairgrounds. Comes back from a December layoff to April, gallops. They went slow early, fast late. Widening with something left. The key is we're going to try the turf. Yes, it's true, the Stallion, not the greatest. I mean, it's not a strong percentage, but let's look at the dam at Silver Prism. She was 5 for 7 on the grass, ran upwards of right about a 90 buyer figure. So that's enough for me. Turf breeding on the bottom side, and the choice by Trevor.
Yeah, well, that's a tell. It's could be a telling tale there. Yeah. McCarthy ending up on the 7 True to Janine. That's why the overnight's always your friend. You can see those double calls on the overnight. I didn't use the 7, but you'll get a nice price there for Top Connections. The 7 True to Janine. Who else? So we both like the 9. I used the 9 in my exacta here on the outside. The 9 Pebble Road for Eddie Graham coming off the layoff. Vargas will ride. This horse is over 6 on the grass, but he's run a couple decent races on the grass. And the race here at Laurel last October, that was against Allowance Company. It was 24 to 1. He ran okay that day. Got a 71 buyer.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that was influenced, the better buyer, by the yielding turf course, but we've got a trainer over the career. Yeah, I think he's 17% I've got down here, plus 90-day layoff with an ROI of over $2.50. That works for me. This horse will be prepped and ready to get the distance, no doubt. I go inside, too, with the 3 Moonchant for Bernie Houghton. Has a 66 buyer back last summer on the turf. Little trouble, rallied into the right kind, Liberal, proudly. They fit at that $16,000 to $25,000 level. I think the move back to the turf off a little layoff is going to work for Moonchant. Gets the patient handling of Forest Boys. Liz's Smile could be the speed of the speed. There's not a lot of speed at all in this race. I think she could go a long way, but these hunters, they really haven't taken to the turf. Maybe this will change it up for this one here this afternoon.
How about the 10 Goodnight Moon I use on the outside? Victor Carrasco rides this Malibu Moon mare for Lizzie Merriman. She broke her maiden going long on the turf last September against maiden 25,000. No good in 2 dirt races after that. She's had the winner off, now fresh and ready to go as a 5-year-old. Lizzie gets Victor to take the call. So the 10 Goodnight Moon could be live here.
I have to go back. What was the race? Was it yesterday? The Southman horse that took her a while to break the maiden.
Mabel?
Hey Mabel, and she came back and ran okay on the turf. When transitioned back on the turf, she was hung wide. I think she might have ran 4th or so. She keys up against that. So, yeah, that's a positive for the 10 horse here this afternoon. Yep.
All right, big field there in race 9. Let's check out the 10th and final race. We're going a flat mile. Maiden claiming 25,000. Filly mares 3 and up, and we're all over the 6 here. The heavy favored in the finale. We have a video spotlight of her last race, late March here at Laurel against Maiden Special Weight Company. Here's the start.
A lot of trouble through the opening, almost a quarter of a mile, bumped and squeezed back a little bit at the break. Was Atlantic Avenue. This was first time Kieran McGee, and off a little break from early February to late March, and we're going to follow Atlantic Avenue. You saw that squeezed a little bit, leaving the chute early on. It's going to move up to contention and kind of well within herself. Now, Last Love got away with slower fractions this day and was able to run big and come back to win. We're going to see a little bit of a steady heading up into the far turn. McCarthy aboard. We can get it. I think this horse might drift out a little bit on her, if I'm not mistaken. Song of mine. Well, anyhow, did steady into the turn. I might have missed it. Take my word for it. And through the final 1/8 of a mile, we've got Atlantic Avenue closing up a little ground, just willingly to the wire. Going to get an extra furlong today against a really short field here today. Pantyhose, maybe speed, along with Midnight Mass and Eves. Atlantic Avenue stalks and pounces at a short price.
Yeah, she's made 70,000 as a maiden, but she's 0 for 12. She needs to win. She needs to win now, so this is the right move. Put her in for the maiden 25. She should be awfully tough. All right, we're out of time. We're all over the favorite there.
Yep.
Atlantic Avenue in the finale. Nice carryover today in that late pick 5. That starts in race 6. Industry low 12% takeout on both pick 5s here at Laurel Park. Bunch of big fields on the turf. Good luck finding some long shots.
I'm going to try. No doubt about it. I need the money. Let's go.
Don't we all? All right, Dave Robin, he's coming up next with Scratches and Changes. Good luck.
Good luck.